Namaste, this is Sunili welcoming you all to Planet to Soul Astrology. So friends, today we are going to discuss about late marriage yogas, or we can say that what planets may bring obstacles to happen a marriage. So rather saying that what planets, I would say that what is our karma which is converted into planetary energy and which is hammering, or which is which is just creating some or other type of difficulties in fixing up of marriage late, like no marriage situation, or even though marriage is fixed but still because of some or other reason the things are not going smoothly. So, whenever I am talking about this, you should not take it very personally. Before starting video, only I am telling you this, because what happens, as the yogas are written in our scriptures and in our ancient books, I am just trying to share those dictas with you all. So whatever I have read, I am just trying to share you with all, and I have found many of those dictas really working in our chart. And I have also found that whenever some dictas are written related to anything, there are other sutras are also written which has to be decoded to know the real meaning of how to pacify those dictas which are written about, say for example, late marriage. If certain things are written in the same book, again certain things are written where how you can pacify these doshas, or how with other planetary position or alignment also, even though you are founding late marriage but still marriages are happening, or early marriages are also happening. So this is just a study topic, and I am talking this topic as relate to our jyotish education. You should not take it personally, and immediately do not judge it on your charts. So before starting this, I am making everything clear to you, because what happens that maybe whatever dictas I may say, so maybe in your chart they are matching, but you do not know that because of other planetary position, maybe those dictas or those doshas or whatever planetary position is there in your chart, maybe you are not getting very severe fruit of that, you are going to get very positive fruit of that. So it is up to all the planetary position of our chart, but basically we should know the basic dictas or basic sutra which gives late marriage like situation. So first of all, everyone knows that Mars is a planet with heavy passion, heavy energy, heavy aggression, and it's a hot planet, right? And whenever this Mars is posited in first house, fourth house, seventh house, eighth house, 12th house and second house, then definitely it tries to burn the fruits of those houses. Burning of fruit means from fourth house it is aspecting seventh house, from eighth house if it is there, then it is next to your seventh house, it is aspecting second house. If it is in your seventh house, it is in seventh as well as aspecting ascendant house also, it is also aspecting second house also. When it is in 12th house, then definitely eighth aspect is on seventh house also. When it is in ascendant, its fourth aspect is on fourth house, seventh is on seventh house, and eighth aspect is on eighth house. So what is happening, the houses which are very much related to marriage, this is getting hammered, and because of this Mangal, see, Mars is a very beautiful and very energetic planet, but because of certain karmic connectivity, this Mars may bring some or other types of hurdles in your marriage fixing thing. And even though there are other sutras which really define that, even though you have debilitated Mars or friend sign Mars, or it is Shatru Rashi Mars also, then also this Mangal dosha or Mars is really giving lesser fruits. It is not meant that Mars people are not getting married. I have seen so many couples that one is Mars and one another is not having. So that way we have to assess the whole chart, but this Mars may create late marriage situation. Second thing, when Mars is aspecting 7th house or 2nd house, as I said before, Saturn whenever posited with Rahu in your 7th house of chart, this also brings late marriage like situation. Even Saturn when it is in 6th house of chart, when it is in 8th house of chart, then also disturbed marriage or late marriage like situation it is creating. Only Saturn, if aspecting your 7th house, if say your Saturn is in say 5th house of chart, so it will be third aspect on your 7th house. If it is in your 10th house of chart, so 10th aspect will be on 7th house. If it is in first house of your chart, so 7th aspect will be there on your 7th house. So definitely Saturn is very slow planet, and it is a longevity planet. So definitely it will slowly and steadily progress your 7th house, but definitely it will give marriage. Whenever Saturn is with Ketu also, that time also we see that late marriage like situation is created. One more thing, whenever your 7th lord is retrograde, that time also late marriage situation or no marriage like situation is seen. But if Jupiter is very good in a chart, or even though your Jupiter is 7th lord, then you should read it differently, because Jupiter is a karaka for giving blissful moments in terms of marriage and in terms of happiness. And there are other things also have to be seen in a chart, but specifically if 7th lord is a Vakri, or Venus is retrograde in a chart, or Mars is retrograde in a chart, then definitely it may gives obstacles in fixing up of a marriage. Another thing, same thing we can see in our Navamsa chart also, in Navamsa Kundali also. Specifically, if Saturn is with Rahu in your 7th house, or if your 7th lord is going with Rahu or Ketu, then also you may find certain late marriage like situation. Now in D9, same thing you can see also. If Surya is very strongly posited in your 7th house of chart, Sun, then also late marriage is indicated. If exalted Sun, exalted Mars is in Kendra, specifically connected to your 7th house, then also late marriage situation is created. But if Jupiter is very aligned and in a good manner in your chart, then definitely it is like, it is marriage is definitely indicated, and in time marriage is indicated. See, whatever I am saying, I am talking about late marriage. I am not saying that marriage will not at all happen, right? So we will talk about 12th house now. So even in 12th house, if planets like Ketu, Rahu, Shani, Surya, Sun, or Mars is placed, then also it is like marriage happening or marriage fixing things are getting really difficult. In 5th house of a chart, if Mars and 7th lord is connected, then also it may create certain situation like love is there, relationship is there, dating is there, but you are not able to fructify this into a marriage. It is not that these people will not be in a relationship or something. Definitely they get that bliss, but somehow they get this type of situation also, that they are not able to convert this relationship, or it's not materializing in a positive way. So yes, this thing also is seen in a chart. One more thing I have seen, whenever Saturn and Mercury are sitting in 7th house of a chart, 12th house of a chart, or 5th house of a chart, that time also see both are barren planets, Saturn and Mercury. So Saturn is a virakta planet. Saturn is not attached to anything, because it has, by default it has certain quality of not running after the things. So definitely in that way we can see that these things are happening, that Saturn and Mercury both are it is not like late marriage something, or maybe sometimes native himself or herself do not feel like getting married. This is also very important thing to see in one's chart, that people don't feel like getting married. In fact, they feel like being alone only. So basically we have to see that what things are hammering our 7th house. If your 7th house is in a Papakartari means when malefic planets are sitting in 6th and 8th house of chart, because 7th house is coming in middle, 6th house is 12th to it, and 8th house is second to it. That means when malefic planets like Saturn, Mars, Rahu, Ketu, or combination with nodes, if any planets are sitting, then definitely that shows that your marriage house, which is 7th house, is hammed between these two. So definitely then this malefic planets are not allowing you to get bliss of that 7th house. But whenever Jupiter or Venus transit takes over on your 6th house, on your 7th house, on your 8th house, 12th house, then definitely it is giving you, it is granting you marital bliss, and then that late marriage converts into good marriage. So this way also we have to see. Even in Navamsa chart you can see the same thing. If Papakartari is happening for your 7th house, or also if your 7th lord is in Papakartari, like you say for example your 7th lord is say Mercury, right? And if Mercury is posited in your 4th house of chart, and if Ketu is posited in your 3rd house of chart, and then you will see that Sun is posited in your 5th house of chart, or you can say if Saturn is posited in your 5th house of chart, or Mars is posited in your 5th house of chart, then definitely we say that 7th lord being Mercury is posited between this Ketu or Saturn or Mars or Rahu, whatever comes there, because if Ketu is there, then Rahu will be opposite. If Rahu is there, then Ketu will be opposite to it. So, but it will create a Papakartari yoga. So, friends, this was all about late marriages, yogas, and just worshipping the 7th Lord Nakshatra Devata will definitely give you very, very good fruits. So, I hope you will learn from this, nor you will apply it in your chart and you will make it more complicated. So my best wishes are there with all of you, and as I always say, sabka mangal ho, may all be blessed. Namaste.